Technical note with regard to conduct of exams. Students coming from Lakshadweep, other states and those in quarantine to be communicated to the concerned schools and institutions. These students should be allotted separate exam centers or separate classrooms in the examination center. The microplan include the following: number of students, state and outside state, number of classrooms, seating arrangements, movement plan of students. Healthcare workers. 2 field-level healthcare workers, 1 male and 1 female posted at the examination center on the days of examination by the Department of Health Services. The microplan should be vetted by the healthcare workers in consultation with the medical officer of the concerned health institution well in advance of the examination. The school authorities shall make necessary infrastructure arrangements for the conduct of examinations in consultation with the health workers. They shall review the infection control measures in examination centers. A training should be conducted before the examination to sensitize the invigilators, school management, and staff on the microplan as well as the conduct of exam with respect to COVID prevention. The health workers shall take necessary steps for the training. Conveyance. Arranged by PTA or school authority or students from their place of stay to examination center and back to their place of stay. Drivers of the vehicles should adhere to the state advisory for taxi drivers. Examinations should be conducted in halls or classrooms with very good air circulation. Windows should be kept open, fans and other mechanical ventilation should be used to increase air exchange. Exams should not be conducted in air-conditioned classrooms or halls. Instructions for students in quarantine from Lakshadweep and other states. Social distancing. Hand hygiene with hand sanitizer. Triple-layer mask should be worn by all students. Seating arrangements in the examination center with 1.5 meters distance between seats. Thermal screening of all students should be performed. Students with mild flu-like symptoms should be seated in a separate room, should be planned ahead, and after the end of that day's examination, these students should attend nearby health center. All the invigilators should wear triple-layer mask and gloves. Before putting on and after removing gloves, hand hygiene should be ensured. The time spent by invigilators inside the exam hall may be minimized by using CCTV monitoring. Exchange of articles like pen, instrument box between students should not be permitted. Answer sheets should be very carefully handled. Once the exam is over, the students shall get up from their seats one by one. Drop their answer papers into a large plastic bag. Once all the students have submitted the answer papers in this manner, the invigilator can tie and seal the plastic bag. Provision for large plastic bags. The sealed bags of answer sheets may be sent to the valuation camps on the same day itself for safe custody. Answer sheets of these students should be stored separately and should be valued only after 7 days. After the exam for the day is over, the entire classroom, desks and benches or chairs should be cleaned with 1% bleach solution. Instruction for the students not in quarantine within Kerala state. Social distancing. Hand hygiene with hand sanitizers. Wear masks, cloth masks or surgical masks. Thermal screening at entry point should be done. Those students with mild flu-like symptoms should be triaged and should be seated in a separate room. Symptomatic students should wear triple-layer mask. The answer sheets of symptomatic students seated in the separate room should be collected in a similar manner as that for those from outside the state and in quarantine. Distance between seats should be 1.5 meter. All the invigilators in areas where symptomatic students are seated should wear triple-layer mask and gloves. Before putting on and after removing gloves, hand hygiene should be ensured. The time spent by invigilators inside the exam hall should be minimized by using CCTV monitoring. Exchange of articles like pen, instrument box etc. between students should not be permitted. Students, normal or asymptomatic, should submit their answer papers one by one on a separate desk or table. Once all the students have submitted, the invigilator can pack them in a paper bag and stored separately. These answer papers shall be valued only after 7 days. After the exam for the day is over, the entire classroom, desks and benches or chairs should be cleaned with 1% bleach solution. School or institutional staff, wear masks, cloth or surgical. Practice hand hygiene. School or institutional authorities should ensure that there is no crowding of students or parents outside the examination center. Adequate waiting area should be provided to them. After each day's exam, guardians and students should return to their quarantine place. Parents or guardians accompanying students wear masks, practice social distancing and perform hand hygiene. Only one person should accompany the student to the examination center. Interaction between guardians waiting outside the examination hall should be restricted. For all students coming from outside the state and for those who are in quarantine, a sanitized corridor, red channel, has to be created for transporting the student and guardian to and from the quarantine place. This is the diagrammatic representation of sanitized corridor. Sanitized corridor will have to be maintained in the examination center as well as in examination hall. The healthcare workers posted in the school should supervise the creation of and compliance of the sanitized corridor protocol. A checklist should be used by the healthcare worker to ensure compliance with the sanitized corridor protocol. School authorities should ensure availability of masks, alcohol-based hand rubs, hand washing facility with liquid soap and water. All students who are coming from hotspots from within the state should be permitted to appear for exams in examination centers within hotspots preferably. If their examination center is outside the hotspot, they must follow the sanitized corridor protocol. It is preferred that all students from other state and Lakshadweep may be cohorted and allotted a separate dedicated examination center in the district. If students from other states are writing exams in the same center as other students, separate toilets should be earmarked for both the groups with separate entry. Separate toilets should be earmarked for symptomatic students. Parents or guardians and students in quarantine or outside state should not be allowed to have food or water from hotels, shops or canteen in between their travel. They should bring food, if exams are there in afternoon also, from the quarantine center. Water should be provided by school authorities for both guardians and students. Sharing of cups for drinking water should not be permitted. Signages with do's and don'ts for the students and guardians should be displayed at multiple points inside the examination center premises. Care must be ensured to avoid crowding around the signages. Thank you.